Hello.
Hey y'all.
We back. We are back in this bitch. Here we are, season 2, episode 1. We missed you guys. Actually, I was like very sad. I was like, man, I don't get to like talk about how I feel for a month. I have to keep all of this in for a month. Um,
I actually kind of like having a little bit of break. I've been busy. I've
yeah,
been very busy. So any little free time I had was just like, oh, I need it. But anyway, we're back.
that's true.
Hi.
But we're here again.
Yes.
Um, it's been an eventful month though. I totally agree with you. I think we had all this fun for Valentine's Day, and then after that it's been kind of like
It's
go
been
go go.
chaotic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a good birthday.
Good.
It was good.
We had no sugar daddy sponsor.
No,
Okay.
nobody didn't want that, but it was okay.
Yeah.
I got a nice birthday gift from somebody special, so
Okay.
he made up for it.
Okay. And obviously we all see that you went to a like Mardi Gras party.
Yes. It was so much fun. I mean, it was literally New Orleans in Atlanta. That was just how much fun it was. They had the dancers, they had the band, they played nothing but Louisiana, New Orleans rap. They had bees, we had masks, the food, the drinks. I had a big old gallon hurricane.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it
Yeah.
was delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, so had some fun. It was well worth it. Still gonna be celebrating my birthday throughout the year. I'm not stopping.
Okay.
I'm gonna be a little selfish. So if you are my friends and family, just understand that I'm probably going to be celebrating my birthday. If it's your birthday, I'm going to be there for you. I'm just going to be celebrating all year round.
Okay.
I'll give you your day, maybe.
It's gonna be so funny when we're like out in like October. What are you doing? Oh yeah, celebrating your birthday for February.
By that time, I'm gonna shift it into graduation celebration. So the spring, summer, birthday, half birthday,
Okay. Okay.
fall, winter is going to be graduation time.
Okay. All right. That's okay then. That's okay. There's always reasons to celebrate,
Yeah.
but a birthday year may be a stretch. Unless it was like 30 or 40 or 50 or 60, like milestones.
It is a milestone. Every birthday is a milestone.
So I think it's because when I grew up, my parents didn't like we didn't really do birthdays.
Oh,
So
okay.
like for me, like I just celebrate really big. I celebrate the milestones.
Okay.
But then like the other years, it's like, oh, I just
Oh,
want like one dinner or like one
oh, yeah.
birthday something.
My mom tried to celebrate. Well, for me, because I was the only girl,
Yeah.
so she tried to celebrate my birthday almost every year
Oh,
until
that's
I
nice.
got to. I think until I got to high school. Most of the time I was playing basketball around my birthday, so I was like, this
Yeah.
playoff time. I'm not even worried
Right.
about my birthday.
Right.
We'll just focus on when I turn 18.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I had an eventful month. I went to
Mm-hmm.
India because my younger cousin got married, which
Mm-hmm.
great time. I actually really, really enjoyed my time there. But it was a little awkward because I had multiple people be like, okay, you're next, because I'm the older cousin.
Oh yeah.
So I had a lot of people be like, okay, like you're next. Like, what about you? I
Mm.
had someone think I was younger. And so they were like, oh, well, you're next in line because you're the younger cousin. And I was like, well, actually, I'm older than her. And then that got a little weird. So there's that.
Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So. But the wedding itself was really, really great. They had done a really good job with planning. But it was really hot. Like I ended up getting prickly heat rash on my face because it
Oh.
was so hot and there was like no like ventilation because everything was outside.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, my face just felt like terrible for like a week
Oh.
until I got back. but then yeah, so I did that. And then I had a conference, which we're not going to talk about work. And then I went to a bachelorette party in Scottsdale in Phoenix.
How was that?
It was fun.
Good.
We went to like a which I've been before because I had another bachelorette party there before.
Mm-hmm.
But they had like a day party, like pool day club situation.
Ooh.
So we rented it out for like the entire day pretty much.
Nice.
And like the music was great. They were doing some EDM, some pop, some hip hop, R&B. It was like a good mix. And like drinks were flowing. We were like I usually don't get in the pool in these type of pool parties because like water's gross, but like the water was very clean. No, like but like for real, like the water was very very clean. Everyone was getting in, like everyone looked like they took care of themselves. So so like we whatever, we had some time in the pool too, but it was a really great time. It was hot there too. It was like 90 and hot. Yeah, but it's dry heat, so you don't really like sweat. It's just hot. Like unless you're in direct sun.
Yeah.
It was okay. So
okay.
Yep, made it there and back, and sorry for the hiatus, but now we're back and we're here, and we're going to be here for a minute as we go through season 2. So obviously we have been talking about how we're really going to get into our next sport now that football's over. So like now that we're in the like the midst of the best of March Madness, I think we can actually get into that with men's and women's on both sides, since the women's March Madness tournament has also started.
Yes, so we had some upsets already in the men's side. Not so much on the women's side, which is kind of predictable, but it's still exciting. This is an exciting time of basketball, college basketball. Sorry. I kind of have some predictions, but on the guys' side, it's I don't know. It's interesting. I'll say that much. So
I never fill out a bracket because I'm always wrong. And I'm just like, I don't need to fill out a bracket to know that I'm wrong. So I don't fill one out, but I like watch all the games and I have ideas and thoughts of like who I think should win or shouldn't win. But I think the last like 2 or 3 days, that's all I've done is just like watching, even if I'm out somewhere. I'm still like going somewhere that has like a television, so I can watch what's going on.
Yeah, so I don't fill it out. I think I did like years ago, and then I got to a point I was just like, okay, clearly I don't know what I'm doing, even though I'm a whole basketball player and basketball fan. But I mean, it's upset city, so I just said, to hell with it. I don't care.
Because you always have these like Cinderella teams that are ranked like 15 that somehow make it to like the Final Four. Like it's always just some weird prediction that I would never heard. I would never think.
School you never heard a day of your life, and be like, where the hell were they at?
So like Alabama in round 1, we played Hofstra. I was like, I don't even know where this team is located. Like I'd never even heard of that.
Are they up in
college
in New York?
I don't know where they are. I actually still don't know where they are. But I was like, I don't even know where this team comes from, like some of them, like if their team name is Kansas, they're in Kansas. But like some of them, their team names, you just would have no idea where they're located.
Yeah.
But we beat Hofstra, so I guess I didn't really look up where they're located because they're not in the tournament anymore. So but we play tonight again. But we play Texas Tech tonight.
Okay.
So I actually think it's going to be a difficult game.
A good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not a specific conference that we can actually just say dominates.
Yeah.
Because teams have changed so many ways. And just like Sue said, these Cinderella teams come out of whatever conference they're in and just completely demolish the entire tournament. So, I mean, we have our same ones, ACC, SEC, Big 12, Big 10, Big East. Those are normally the ones that kind of ruffle some some people's feathers. But for the most part, you have like the Sun Belt. Well, now that's Division 1, 2A. Sorry, y'all. But like the Big South. Um, just some crazy conferences that you probably just be like, what? But they have some ballers out there. And now with NIL and people feel like, oh, well, I don't really have to go to this big name school. I can go to this school because now they're getting money and all of that. It's kind of like, it makes it more interesting on the basketball side, I'll say.
Even like the NIT tournament. When I was in college, I used to watch the NIT a lot because like Alabama wasn't good enough to make it to March Madness. So they would always get into the NIT tournament. And they would always have some like good games as well, you know?
Yeah. But there's some teams that they get mad that they didn't get picked to go into the NCAA tournament. They get picked for the NIT. They don't want to accept the invitation. And it's just like, I mean, get over it. Yeah, you might have got slated, but were you really that good? There are other teams. You know, you got to give to the ones that win their conferences their automatic bid. So just depending on where they're seated at, based on their conference, you can't always get what you want. Maybe work harder.
Maybe win some more.
You know, I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
Not everybody can be in there. So, yeah, you weren't a part of the 69 teams that got into it. Tough city.
Right.
Figure
Try
it
again
out.
next year. Okay, so I don't watch as much on the women's side. I'm gonna try to start this year.
Okay.
But I don't watch as much on women's as much as I follow men's. So I know like South Carolina is like a really big good team women's wise. But like what are other women's teams that maybe someone like me is like starting to look at? Like who should we look out for?
So you want to look at all the number one seeds. The overall number one seed is UConn, University of Connecticut. Second seed, first seed is UCLA. Third is Texas, and then fourth is South Carolina.
Okay.
So those are the main teams to look out for. You got a couple number 2 seeds that are really good. Some number 3 seeds like LSU. Duke is actually playing right now. They're playing Baylor. Well, if you see this after, they'll probably already been played. Who is another number 2 seed? I think Michigan is 3. I can't remember. Those are kind of some teams that you want to look out for. I was gonna say Ole Miss, but they lost today. I felt like they was supposed to win that game, but the refs was on their side the whole entire time from the beginning. And I don't think they were able to shake any of that stuff that was going on. They played against Minnesota, so it's kind of the women's side is a little bit more interesting because you and I always say this. I think the women are a little bit more competitive than the guys because on the guys' side, you know, they like to stack their teams. You know, you got Duke, you got Arizona, which I think Arizona is really good. You got Florida, and Michigan is I think they're number 1 seed if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I can't remember if they're 1 or 2.
So a lot of their teams they stack because they got NIL money, and it's kind of predictable. But it's still interesting because you have those little small teams. I mean, Duke was the overall number 1 seed, and they almost got their ass beat in the first round.
Oh yeah, that was insane.
So, you know, it on the women's side, it's a little bit more. I'll say not as it's more predictable, but it's also interesting because you got all these stars on these teams, but it's still fun. So
it does move quick.
Look at I'm not really a UConn fan. Never really been a UConn fan. But they have a really good team. In my opinion, I feel like there's nobody on the women's side that can actually beat them per se. The only team that I may say might have a better chance is UCLA because of they match up at almost every position.
Mm.
There isn't any other team that can match up with them. Kudos to Gino Auriemma. He's one of the best coaches that's out. But I'm a rock with my Gamecocks. I'm a huge Dawn Staley fan. That's the coach for USC, and I've always been a fan of her since she was at Virginia. Then she came into the WNBA, but before that, she was in the ABL. If you know basketball, like I know the history. But anywho, but I'm just a big fan of hers, and I respect her as a coach. So that's who I want. But I know they're probably not going to go to the big dance. So that's my opinion.
Well, I feel like on the men's side, UConn always does really well.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not as recently, but like in the day, they did really well.
They were really good last year.
I remember them being really good, like when I maybe like 5.
Yeah, ago. They were really. They won. I can't remember what year they won. Maybe 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, they won recently. I remember.
They were okay. I don't think they are as highly ranked as they were before. I could be wrong, but I don't think that they might be like a 5 or a 6 seed if they're still in it. I don't know.
They are. They play well. Maybe not at this time. I haven't checked the scores today, but they play UCLA today.
Okay.
Wow,
that's
maybe actually right now. Yeah. Because one of my best friends' fiance is a Michigan State fan, and I think whoever wins that game is who plays Michigan State.
Okay.
But yeah, this is about to be a controversial opinion, but I think Duke is really overrated. I think that every year everyone thinks that like Duke is amazing, and then yes, they won once in like the last 10 years, but I still just think everyone is like on this like Duke frenzy, but like they're really not. Crazies. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't see them winning it all.
I don't either. And the commentators today,
were
all about Duke, talking about how they think they're going to make it to the end and they're totally going to be in the Final Four. And they did this whole feature on this guy on Duke, but I just don't see it. I feel like Duke and Kentucky are always the teams, even Kansas for that extent. I think Kansas used to be really good. I think even Kentucky used to be really good, but I think it's been kind of a minute since like they've been like that good.
Yeah, you know? Kentucky was a 7 seed.
Yeah, they're not high at all.
Kansas is not as high either.
No.
I personally feel like Arizona is going to win it all. I really like how they just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Just started dominating.
Even Iowa State, I watched their game. They're insane.
Yeah.
Who else did I watch? I watched VCU. I saw a little bit of Tennessee, but I hate Tennessee, so don't really care about them. Who else? I watched a couple of other games that I was like, oh, like these people I could actually see. Oh, like everyone thinks Houston is going to be.
Oh yeah, Houston is good because they went to the championship last year.
Right.
I wish they would have beat Florida.
I know,
but
yeah,
they're good too. So
even Florida is a little overrated, I think, this year.
It's a lot of overrated teams. They got a lot of chips on their shoulders. I, for one, think now I'm not a Duke fan at all. I'm actually for the men's. I'm actually a UNC fan. I've always been a UNC fan. And of course they were okay, but they weren't really.
Did they lose?
Yeah, they did.
Okay, yeah.
They lost.
I thought they lost.
Was it yesterday or Friday? It was one of those days.
Yeah, I thought they lost. Okay.
So they're out. But when they played against Duke earlier this year, last month actually, it was a really good game. I was glued. I was right there.
Yeah.
And Duke has a really good player in Cam Boozer, which is Carlos Boozer's son. He played at Duke, and of course he played in the NBA. So
yeah. I know his dad.
Yeah. He's going to probably be the overall number 1 pick in the draft this year because there's nobody else that can match up to him. But I think Duke has a really good team. I just think that they rely on the three way too much, but that's their whole MO the entire time. I mean, it's almost like Mike Krzyzewski all the way back over. But there is a lot of bias when it comes to a lot of commentators because a lot of them played at Duke and a lot of them went to Duke. So of course they're gonna have that, well, Duke and the but a lot of commentators now, they have their picks already, and they don't have no shame in it. They are, you literally will know how they feel based upon how they call certain games.
I just want to look up the scores while we're talking about, because I'm like, now that we're saying it, who is actually left?
It is. This is March Madness, y'all. So we'll see how it goes.
Kentucky lost, so there you go. They lost to Iowa State. Yeah, 82 to 63.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, even Kentucky, I think every year in the SEC, we allow Kentucky to still be in the SEC because they used to be a good basketball team.
Yeah.
But now they're like not. Okay, I'm having deja vu because we've literally talked about this before. Yeah. This might be the third time we've talked about this. But they're not as good anymore. No. So I feel like, now you can't even do well in the tournament. It's like,
they just got to build it back up.
They do.
There. They do. Got to build up his squad and everything. But like I say, now students are realizing they don't have to necessarily go to just certain schools to get the exposure and playing time and all that. They're realizing like, hey, you got this whole team of McDonald's All-Americans. I know I'm not going to get any playing time. Let me go to this smaller school,
right,
where I can get my shine on. I can get my money
stand
out,
yeah,
and come back and beat your ass because either once you didn't recruit me, number two, I just decided that the school wasn't for me, and number three, it was never even considered in the whole entire decision. So,
but that's the best part about having these like teams that are like number whatever, like 14 or whatever, like you have 14 seed versus number 2 seed, and then they like really like put up a fight. They don't just like give up.
Oh no,
they put up their biggest fight of their like career.
Yeah, because they know that this is probably the only time that they'll actually be featured on a major sports channel. They know that the hype is going to be against the other team. They're going in as an underdog. So when you have people already projecting the percentage of a win to loss ratio, they don't have nothing else but to win or play their hearts out, because literally they're playing to lose in a sense, although they're not. They're already counted out against them, so they gonna put it all out there and they gonna give you a run for your money. And they feel like, okay, well, you bought your ticket, you came to see this team, but you're actually gonna see how we do our thing. And I love it.
I remember it was a few years ago where I think one of the Cinderella teams made it to like the final. I wish I could remember the name.
I think it was Creighton. It was Creighton. It was like years. It was like,
but there might have been another.
It was another school too.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just seeing like yellow.
I can't think of the name, but it was
like back in the day, like when I used to use Facebook. So like I don't remember anymore. Because I wrote a post that was like, go, but I don't remember who.
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was. But I remember it was like a Cinderella-ish type team that like made it to the final. It must have been, I think, probably when I was in college is when I'm thinking back to.
I can't remember the name, but I know who you're talking about. And then they were good for a few years.
Yeah, they actually did well.
They're like in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. But because there was a guy that kept shooting all these crazy threes.
And I feel like they played either against like Duke.
Yeah, they beat Duke.
Yeah,
it was like,
it was something.
Demolished them. They could not find anybody to play defense. And I know it was this boy. He was just jacking up threes. It was just crazy. He was around the arc and just shooting, and they were frantic because they weren't expecting that. And they had a really balanced team. I mean, they were out rebounding. They were playing defense. They were doing it all. They literally came in there with nothing to lose, and they just shocked the whole entire world. It was beautiful. I was smiling.
Like, that's when it's fun, especially if you don't have like a stake in the game, like you don't really care like for any of the teams, or like you don't really know them well enough, then like just watching for the sake of watching to like root for an underdog, I feel like is fun.
It was like everybody's brackets was demolished. I think that was probably the last time I did have a bracket.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, my bracket is shattered.
I know. And then I remember too, like when they did the, at the very end, it's like they predict like, or like what percent of people who submitted the bracket. I think it was literally like 2%, or like 0.2% or something.
It was one person that had like the perfect bracket.
Yes.
And I don't know how they decided to come up with that. I don't know. Maybe AI was out back then. We just didn't know anything about it.
Right.
But
ChatGPT or whatever the other one is that people use now. There's another one that it's like Kashi. People use for like betting or whatever.
That was so that I think after that was when I made the decision. I was like, I'm not doing it again.
I think I've only ever filled one out once, and I was just so bad at it that I was like, meh. I'll watch, like I'll predict game by game, but I'm not gonna sit here and like predict the entire tournament. There's no way I would get that right.
Oh no. But it's fun. And we'll see who'll be playing in the Sweet 16, because that's the next round of games that'll finish out, I think, tomorrow, and then the women and all that, y'all will see.
Yeah, because like is it round 2? I know round
of
still
32
today.
Yeah,
and then but are there games tomorrow
for women?
Oh, for women's. Okay.
I don't think that there are any guy games.
NIT starts on Tuesday. But then Sweet 16 starts on Thursday again for men's.
Yeah. So y'all stay tuned to that. And then baseball season is starting back up. Are y'all excited?
Oh yeah, women's is tomorrow. Yep. Sorry.
I'm excited. I don't really get excited at the beginning of baseball season.
I was gonna say, is the Braves opening next week?
The 27th?
Yeah, so next week. Next Friday?
It's like the whole weekend.
Okay.
Or something like that.
Oh yeah, because they're doing like a Braves parade or something. Yeah, that's right. I don't follow baseball like that unless the Braves are in the World Series.
Okay.
I know what's going on.
But not
but I enjoy going to a game is more fun for me, but my only problem is like I don't know, like on TV you see the box. I don't see that. So I don't really know what I'm looking for.
You can't tell if it's a strike.
I don't know if it's a ball or a strike. But I just go along whatever they say on the board, and I know 3 strikes means you're out, and I know 3 outs means we go to the next team. But I enjoy in person because I also like when I used to live in Birmingham, they used to do $2 Thirsty Thursdays, so it was $2 beers all day or whatever, the whole game on Thursday, and everyone knew when it was the 7th inning because that's when they stopped serving beer. So like that was when I was like, oh, the game's almost over. It must be the 7th inning.
No more beer drinking, guys.
Yeah. But I enjoy going. It's just I don't usually watch at home because I just don't know the teams or anything that well. And you never know how long a game is going to be.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, at least with like basketball, you're like, okay, probably 2 hours, maybe maximum 2 hours, 15 minutes. Yeah. And then football, it's like 3.5. Baseball, like there was one Braves game where they literally went to like the 13th inning.
There was no way I would have been.
And I left. I think I left, and they did win, but like I wasn't there for it. I think I left after like the 9th or 10th.
Yeah, it's very long.
But like the one we went to last year, it went by so quickly.
Yeah, it was interesting. And I guess because we went to see Usher.
Yeah, we wanted to get the
We
Usher
wanted to get
bubble. So that's like
wanted
the
to
main
get
reason we
I
went.
wanted to get my paraphernalia, my bobblehead. So I was like, okay, cool.
That was like the main reason.
Yeah.
Um, but okay, so like speaking of though,
Mhm.
I guess we can get into okay, so speaking on those lines, I believe Atlanta United, their season is either starting or about to start when it comes to soccer.
Yeah, I think it started because they had a game on yesterday around the same time as the Hawks. So people were talking
Okay.
about how crazy downtown was going to be because you got Mercedes Benz going crazy for Atlanta United,
right.
and then
And
State
State Farm.
Farm Arena for the Hawks. So
Because I know they always do like Atlanta United like parade prior to the game starting,
okay,
and I think that was last week, maybe. I remember because I was like, I won't be here, I can't go.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, so like that season has started, which even with Atlanta United, like I go to a game because they're really really fun to go to
Mm-hmm.
compared to watching on TV. Like my whole family is into like the European League, so like they kind of watch that more. But soccer is kind of difficult because at least you know the game's going to be an hour and a half. There's like no, I mean, unless like there's like an overtime.
Yeah.
But the problem is you can literally spend 2 hours of your life and no one will score. Like that is the only issue with soccer.
Oh my gosh, that is the most.
And then it just ends in a tie, and it's like, okay, it's done.
Yeah.
And you're like, I just wasted 2 hours. Nothing
and now all I saw them do was run back and forth.
Yeah.
90 feet.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So
I've never been to a Atlanta United game.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll go because they're super super fun. Actually, when you're actually there, it is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I see how the pandemonium is.
Yeah.
People don't sit down.
No.
Like I need y'all to sit because I'm going to be sitting.
Well, it depends on where. There
Okay.
are sections where like if you can like sit the entire game. You don't have to stand the whole time. It's really just if you're in like the
closer down.
Yeah, like the fan section.
Oh no.
But if you're not in the fan section, other people will like sit and stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't had an issue with that.
I'm gonna need you to sit.
And like to be honest with you, because each half is 45 minutes, you really don't realize it. Because like anytime like a player gets injured or something, which of course we never hope for, but if that happens or there's like a timeout, then everyone sits down.
Oh, okay.
So like I feel like we stand longer actually for football games than you do for a soccer game. Yeah. So it's like 45 minutes and then you sit for like 15, 20 and then another 45. Okay. So it actually doesn't, you don't feel it when you're standing. Okay. It doesn't feel that bad.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Because you're actually like enthused and you're involved and you're like watching them go back and forth. And then like if someone scores, you're kind of like, okay, how much time is left for like the other team to possibly score? So then maybe you look. Yeah. But most of the time it's like the half is like over really quickly. You don't even feel it.
Gotcha.
That's super fun. I do have an update. So I tried out to be a volunteer for FIFA. And I got chosen to be in the tryouts. So I did my tryout, I did my interview. I thought I did a great job, but I don't believe I was chosen because I have not gotten any information since then, and they were supposed to have told me by now. Aww. So, and even the person I interviewed, like, I went with a friend, and neither of us got it. So, aww. But I did hear that like they were only taking a very, very small amount in Atlanta versus other cities.
Oh, okay.
So I think it was just very, very small pool of people to choose from. Like 2,000 people, which is so little for this city. Yeah. Okay, I got you. So I think they just had, apparently they already have enough help here, and so they just wanted a couple of extra kind of volunteers.
Darn.
But that's okay because there's still going to be a lot going on. I'm going to really try my hardest to see if I can get a ticket to a game. Because I think that's kind of like a once in a lifetime experience.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna try to do that, but then also like maybe I'll vlog and like be around and during like when they have like their parties and stuff because Atlanta is going to be a really fun city to be in this summer.
Oh yeah, a lot of stuff going on this summer.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of festivals
Yep.
and things and
Yep. Also, shout out to the India men's T20 cricket team. Congrats on winning this year. The game was a couple weeks ago, so I can't remember who they played. But kudos to you. And I think even the women's may have won this year. But it was like a while ago. I don't remember. But kudos to the men's. It was actually very cool because the tournament was going on when I was in India, and they had this one shop and they were selling all the like India jerseys. So I ended up buying one.
Okay.
And then funny enough, like they ended up winning a week later. So now I'm like, oh cool. Now I have a jersey if I ever decide to go to like a game or something.
Nice.
Yeah.
Shout out to the U.S. women's FIBA 3-on-3 basketball team. They won bronze about a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago. Two of the 4 women that were on that team plays for the Atlanta Dream.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Alicia Gray and oh my gosh, I keep forgetting her name. But shout out to y'all. And then of course the WNBA is starting back up. I'm actually proud that they got their CBA agreement, which is their contractual agreements for pay, benefits, all of that stuff. So women are now getting paid way more than what they should. So not that they should, that they are
used to.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry about that. That was not what's supposed to happen. But I still feel like it's not enough. These women play their asses off, and I still think that they need to be paid substantially more compared to some of these players in the NBA that don't ever play.
It's a small win.
It is a very small win. They were very, very adamant about having better health care. One thing that they weren't being treated for right was pregnancy. Then, of course, like their salaries and stuff, because at the time it was like the average top player was getting like $200,000.
Oh,
they were getting way more less
considering how much they play.
Yeah. And these are professional women that play year round and having to go overseas to make more money and get the exposure because a lot of people slurping down the WNBA is slower. Anyway, but kudos to them about that. I'm very happy about that. Excited to see these new expansion teams that are starting up this season. I'm going to make sure I go to a game this year or 2 or 3.
And speaking of, we are actually, I will say this. We didn't really talk about it, but it was because I didn't really watch it. I didn't really watch the Olympics this year. Did you?
The Winter Olympics?
Yeah.
I'm not really a fan of the Winter Olympics. Yeah.
I watched like one game.
I think I saw curling.
Oh yeah, I watched a little curling.
That was because we were at a bar for the Mardi Gras and they had it on the screen. Yeah. So I was watching it because I was like, what the hell is this? All I see is a broom and a little thing. And y'all just like you shaking fries.
I watched a little figure skating when I was in the airport.
Usually that would be one of the things that I would watch. But
just a little though. It wasn't very
it was kind of difficult to watch it because you really didn't know the timing because it was overseas and Milan. So of course a lot of the stuff that was going on was while we were asleep. So.
Right. And I think that's the hardest part with watching overseas or like international sports, is just because a lot of times like the game timing is just off. Speaking of, French Open will be starting soon with tennis, which is so sad. Like I feel like it's just not the same game for me since Rafael Nadal retired. But they've been advertising a lot on TV, so I think they're really trying to get people back into it. But usually French Open starts around like end of May, middle of May, end of May. So that'll be coming up
Yeah,
soon as well.
I'm excited about the Masters.
Oh yeah,
Just to
is
see.
it?
It'll
It's in
be
April usually, right?
yes, usually the first full week of April.
Okay,
Um,
that's the one golf tournament that I actually will watch.
because
Is the
that's I mean
Masters.
that's what everybody really looks forward to
Yeah.
because you have so many people that's in it. And then of course is it's in Augusta. That's my hometown. If nobody ever knew, and no, I've never been to the Masters, so don't ever ask that question. It is not that easy. It is not that easy.
It's not. You have to be like invited.
Yeah, you have to either be a member or they have a little raffle where you can get tickets, but you have to win. But it's hard to get them. You see a lot of people actually on the road where it is out there trying to buy tickets from people. So it is very hard. It is not easy to get into that tournament.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
So don't ask me, because no, I will never probably go unless somebody has one.
Tried to buy like a Masters sweatshirt or like a hoodie or whatever, something or a hat.
I usually get merch.
Yeah,
I got my plug, so
I tried to get the merch, but it was very expensive online.
It is.
So I was like, okay, maybe I don't need the merch.
It is, but I can if you see something that you want,
okay,
I can ask.
I really want a hat. I really like the Masters hat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Usually, I'm
a hat person.
I'll ask I don't want to call her my plug, but she's my plug.
Basically,
she's my plug. So
the merch plug.
I can usually she'll send me the text and be like, all right, go online, see what you see, and then send me the money, and then I'll get it. Like, cool. So if you see something, let me know, and I'll get it for you.
Yeah, because I definitely wanted to get something last year. And I was like, never mind.
Yeah, and every year it's kind of sometimes the merch is okay, sometimes it's a little.
Yeah,
the colors are kind of weird because they usually go with, of course, the Masters green, pink, yellows, like Easterish colors.
Right.
Sometimes they have some that are really cute, but it is expensive.
It is,
and it has a tendency to sell out because people are like crazy about certain stuff. So
right.
But yeah, I got a couple of pieces. I got a hat that I haven't even worn yet.
I know. I'm such a hat person now. I literally have like a million hats in my place that I at least have worn all of them quite a few times, though. I don't just like buy them to have. But I've got to stop because now I just have a lot that I don't wear. So.
I like hats. I like hats. Though. They just fit so much and they're so cute. And
especially like now that it's starting to get better weather outside, like I'll start like going on walks or whatever outside. So like I like having a hat on, or when I feel like a lazy girl day, I have a hat on and go run my errands or something. So a hat is always a convenient thing.
It is, because you never know. You just might need to just put on something. Either you want to be low key,
correct.
You want to be casual,
correct.
You're having a bad hair day. You just don't want to be in the mood to be bothered by anybody,
right?
Or you just like, you know what, this is a quick little thing. I'm not gonna be out too much. I don't really want to do anything to my hair, so whatever. Pull it in the back. Put a nice little bun.
Exactly. And I have realized that too, like the times when I wear like a hat and it has maybe some logo on it or something, usually some guy will ask me about it.
I was gonna say that because sometimes they're like, "Oh, you like this?" or like, "Oh no, it was just a cute little hat that I got." But guys pay attention to that too, and then of course I can start conversations and stuff. So
So speaking of games, a couple that we're hoping to go to this year. We have on the books to probably go to a Hawks game. I think that is in the works. I know we're gonna go to an Atlanta United game now that I know you have been. We're gonna go to we want to go to an Atlanta Dream game.
Yes.
We are planning on going to a Braves game.
Yes.
And I actually want to go to a Falcons game this year now that Tua has gotten traded to the Falcons, which I know Falcons fans aren't happy about it, but I am happy about it as a former Alabama alumni. I would be happy to see him play live because I I think he was in school right after I graduated, possibly, or a few years after I graduated. So I actually never got to see him play.
Hopefully you know.
I mean, I was here. He and I were both here at the same time when we beat Georgia in 2017 in that national championship. I was very close to Mercedes Benz at the time. I was just down the road. I didn't go to the game, but he was in it. So that's how close we were. We were so close, but so far. So, because that memory of that game-winning touchdown to, I believe it was Devontae Smith, I will like never forget. And then the following year, when he got hurt in the SEC championship, and then Jalen Hurts took over and ended up winning the SEC championship against Georgia again for us. So I think it's like that stuff kind of lives like rent free in my mind. So I am happy to go watch him in a Falcons game, even if the Falcons fans aren't happy about it.
And we'll promise we'll do some vlogging or taking some pictures and inserting some things while we're out, so you guys can actually see that we're actually outside, because we're gonna be outside
right
this year.
Right. We're already trying because, like, honestly, too, the weather was so nice this weekend that it's like if this is just a precursor for how the rest of the spring and summer is going to be, it's going to be so nice. Especially with Atlanta. Like, I just saw this thing the other day about like all the like Atlanta festivals and stuff that are going on. So like we've got I've never been, but I've always wanted to go to the Dogwood Festival. So we've got the Dogwood Festival. We have 404 Day coming up. There's Panda Fest happening.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I was like, ooh, that's gonna be a lot of people.
It is, and this is the third time they're doing it because I think it's just become so popular. But there's so many different like festivals and things happening. Whenever the start of April, there's always like a lot of stuff like that going on.
Yes, so be on the lookout. We may just have like a vlog episode. Of us.
It's like out.
Yeah. The day in the life of women 35 plus single in Atlanta.
Almost 35.
Mid-30s and up. There we go. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, we just putting it into fruition. We're gonna kind of change it up a little bit for this channel. So you guys are gonna follow us in our travels.
Yeah, and I feel like we did a lot of like talking last season, but we just kind of wanted to get a feeler out there, get some of our thoughts out there. But I feel like this season is going to be more of us actually, like you said, being outside and just being out and about and like exploring. I think is something we haven't really. It's not anything we really shown on here, but it's something we want to.
Yeah. So, get a little change, and maybe that'll give it a little bit more push for a lot more things for us to do. I know for me, I've just been busy just doing adult stuff, and I want to be able to just not do adult stuff.
Yeah.
I want to have fun.
March and April are like my adulting months. Yeah. Because that's when I pay my taxes. That's when or file them or whatever. And then I go get my car serviced. I go have my doctor's appointments. So like March and April are like my like adulting months.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's like the rest of the summer and the rest of the year I don't really do anything.
Yeah. So. I didn't even realize these next 2 months I'm going to really be busy. I didn't really mention this, but I'll go ahead and say it. I'm starting the whole homeowner process. So I may do some things individually, showing you guys the whole process of what I'm doing, touring, going different areas, figuring out where I want to live at and if it really is what I want to do. So
I'll come with you because
I'm
also starting. Yeah. Hopefully by the who knows, but hopefully I would like to by the end of the year, if not by the beginning of next year. That's my plan.
As well. My goal was to at least be out by the beginning of July, but we'll see. We'll see. But if not, then the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Hey. I know. I'm like finally just like I literally told one of my friends yesterday. She's like, I didn't know you were looking. I was like, yeah, I mean, I really haven't because I haven't really been here, so I haven't really started it. But
yeah,
now that I'm like here for a little minute,
it's
I'm
already
like, okay, now I gotta start.
I already hate it. I
Yeah,
already hate the process.
yeah.
It's like I want to not go through it, but I know that it's nerves, and that's one of the real big reasons why I haven't done it. I could have been doing it a while ago, and I started, then I backed out. Now it's like, okay, you gotta put your big girl panties on
Mm-hmm.
and do it. So yeah.
I know. It's just like I don't even know where to start. I was like, how do I get a mortgage? How do I get a loan? Like I just don't know how to, like I don't even know where to start. So
You gotta find a realtor.
yeah. Well, I know that I have. That I
Okay.
have.
And then I mean, most of the time they have like mortgage companies or loan officers that they work with, and then they
Yeah, I
ask you
know.
for all of the stuff. And
It's
yeah,
just the beginning thought of like doing all that work, I think is like the
yeah, it's
hard
like
part.
figuring out your budget,
Yeah.
the areas. Do you want a new build? Do you want an older home?
What is like
Traffic,
yeah.
all of that stuff comes into mind, and it is already chaotic. And I mean, I've done a little bit of the process. I just now have to start submitting documentation and haven't haven't filed my taxes for this year, so I need to go ahead and do that. And I'm just like,
Yeah, I just
I
got
just
my
want to,
return
I
back.
just want to play the lottery and just be like, you know what? Hey, I won. Let me just buy a house cash. I don't need all this other stuff. So
I wish. I wish. I wish it was like easy enough to just be like, can you just look at my bank account and see that I pay my bills and then let me buy a house? Like, why does it have to
you
be
have to
so
look at
difficult?
everything? Why do you need to see how I've been spending my money for the last 2 to 3 years? It's literally, I have the money, I have the means. It's my first time. I feel like this is just
There needs to be like a class. I think they need to have a class about how to become a homeowner, and we should all be able to do a free webinar. That is what someone should do because I don't know what I'm doing, but I just know I'm like I just look at a house, I'm like, oh, I can afford that,
mm,
and
it's
then I
so
want it.
much
You
more.
know, like I know that's I'm like I
I
don't
mean,
know anything.
there's different. I've done a couple webinars and a couple of trainings for certain programs where they go through the process. They tell you everything, how and what the whole home ownership process looks like, and all of that stuff. So it's one thing that I will say, that doing all of that, it does make you feel like I don't want to go through all that, because you will be pulling out your hair.
I think that's why I avoided it for so long.
You might get to the point you find your dream home and then it doesn't pass inspection. Then you got to start all the way back over. Or you get to the point where you're at the negotiation and all of the things, and then you're getting ready to submit all of your stuff, or getting ready to sign to say, all right, this is my house. And then the mortgage company is like, actually, we saw a discrepancy in your spending. Yeah, we're not going to do it. You got to start all the way back over. So it's just like you sit in limbo because you can't buy anything, you can't add any new debt to yourself in the process of all of it. And it's just like, I really think home ownership should just be a given thing if you are a citizen. I don't feel like you have to go through all of that. But that's just my opinion. I'm not going to talk about all the things about being, and I don't want to stir up any issues
Other
or
stuff,
anything.
yeah.
So I just think that that should be something that we should be given already, because we need places to move and live and maintain, and it's like,
And
why is
that's
it
what's
so hard?
happened now is like all these places have built all these apartment communities because people aren't able to afford housing. So they're all getting these apartments and then we're just all wasting our money because we can't afford housing, which is such a basic like common need
It's
for
a
people.
necessity. And
Um
then the apartments, I mean, granted, you have so many things of luxury and accessories and everything that comes along with it, but the prices are extremely high
mhm.
for a little small
Like
corner.
room, yeah.
It's just like, really, I don't see what I'm getting in the money that I'm paying you.
Mhm. A
Because there's
lot
all
of it,
this
I
basic
think,
stuff.
right. I think most of it actually goes to maintenance of the community rather than it does like your individual 700 feet. So, and it's like you sometimes you just kind of want to come to a place that's just your own.
Yeah.
There's no one else there. There's no
No.
sound. There's no one who's going to bother you.
You just want to be at peace,
Yeah.
like literally peace. You don't want to have to fight with somebody making noise, or
The fire alarm
the
going
fire alarm
off.
going off, somebody's animal barking, you hearing footsteps, smoking, laughter, somebody randomly knocking at your door thinking that they're at the right apartment at 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning, then screaming down the hallway, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I'm at the wrong unit." Yeah, that happened to me twice.
Yeah, that's never happened to me.
I'm like, how do you not know technology, people? Communication, stuff like that irritates. That was like, yep, this is why I am in this process, because I don't want this shit to happen again.
Right.
And it, for a single woman, it's your safety too. That's another thing. Sometimes you don't feel as secure in a place like this, or you got to worry about some random Joe Schmo trying to. That never happened at me, but just saying, just out of that, because I'm gonna have to get my pew pew pew.
But I think it also, I think that was part of the reason why I was too scared to look into owning was being on my own in a place where no one could come or like no one knew that anything was wrong because I'm just on my own somewhere.
Right.
Or so there's even like a safety factor in that.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's true.
then
That's
even
true.
like, finding if something goes wrong, you've got to find your own maintenance and handyman and this and that. And, so like even that is like a lot that we already do on top of our daily chores and daily living of everything. So it's like that's an additional thing that we now would worry about versus being in a community where you're just like, hey, my fridge broke, come help me.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's one of my fears, and I told my realtor that. I was like, it's just the responsibility that everything now revolves around me.
Mm-hmm.
I have to do this. I have to do that. And all I kept seeing is dollar signs.
Yeah.
Just money going everywhere.
Yeah.
And she was like, that is the first thing that you should not think about, because that is what's going to deter you from wanting to be a homeowner, is all of the responsibilities of if something was to break down. Now it's on you to have to do. And she was like, it's not that bad.
And I think that's why I like going back to the whole single woman thing. I think for the longest time, I just was like, oh, I'm just going to get a house when I get married. Mm-hmm. Because it was like, oh, I can share this responsibility with someone else. And so I don't have to do like all of it by myself. But now I'm like, well, I don't want to keep waiting for this person who like doesn't exist. So I have to move forward with my life and what makes me happy. And who knows, maybe my place will be like my forever home,
it can be income based, and that's the thing that I was looking at for me.
That too.
Because I know that that's not going to be my forever home. I want to be able to have multiple means of income coming in, and that is a really good way to be able to get more income. Be there for a little bit, build up on the equity, and then turn around and rent it out. or possibly sell if I decide that, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to have that responsibility of hiring a property manager to do all of that stuff. But it is mine. And I have that opportunity to be able to make money off of that to be able to pay for something else. So,
And like, then I can have like assets, so then maybe my tax filing will go down.
Because it's a lot when you are single.
Yeah, you gotta pay a lot of tax when you're by yourself.
Oh my God. It's crazy.
It is so unfair that single people have to pay more when they file their taxes compared to married people. Like, what is that about?
Money coming into the household. This is just me. I'm just the only person that.
Why should I pay more when they have two people that could pay for this? It should be the opposite.
It really should.
It doesn't make any sense to me that you get a tax deduction because you're married. That is, some man came up with that somewhere. That is so stupid.
That is some bullshit.
Yeah.
Literally, like, we are out here struggling. I gotta pay for everything. Every bill, every meal, everything is coming out of my paycheck.
Right. And you have to do everything yourself. Like, if it was easy enough for me to just like call someone to come service my car, I would. But no, I gotta go take my own car, leave it there, and either stay there or get my loaner, and then I gotta come back and get the car. It's just like, it's just too much to do on top of also paying for it.
Yeah. Then you got to think about them trying to upsell you on stuff. Oh, well, your car needs this, but actually you got to get this part for this thing and this and that and this. And like I said, all I see is dollar sign.
Yep.
And I got to sit here and think like, okay, is this worth this or not? Because I still got a car note. I got car insurance. I got to be able to feed myself and my cat.
Yep.
And he is not, it is not hard. I mean, he is expensive. For him to be an animal, and I don't really have to do too much for him, his food. Oreo, I need you to get a job.
Yeah.
And I really wish that we could file taxes for our animals. I wish I could. As much as they always say our animals are like our kids, he needs a social security number.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not like your cats like pay you back at any point in time.
I feel like there needs to be something where animals are issued a social security card and a number so we can file these taxes for them because they gotta eat.
I actually think that's not a bad idea to give like a deduction for like if you have a pet. Like, maybe not like make the pet file taxes, but like you could at least have a deduction.
Can he be a dependent?
Pet. Yeah. Have a
child.
cat as like a dependent.
He's my child. So I feel like there needs to be a deduction or some tax credit.
So like even on that, right? Like I'm like, because of the spring, everyone is outside with all their dogs. And I'm really in the mood of like really wanting a dog at this point. But I'm like gonna wait till home ownership is over and then consider the dog. But I'm like, that's a lot to deal with once again on my own.
Yes.
To have a dog on my own, take this dog to the vet, like those expenses, food, if I'm not home, training, daycare, like that's a lot of expense for a single person.
That's what I'm saying. They need to be considered dependents.
Yeah.
So we can get these tax deductions.
I know. Which is like pathetic that I have to sit here and be like, oh, I don't know if I can afford a dog. Like, it's just not fair.
It's not.
I think we need to be getting more tax credits. I don't know why we're having to pay more.
Why
I think we should
have
be
to
getting
pay
more.
so much in tax. Why do we even have to? What does the tax do?
Yeah, it's not like I'm getting Social Security.
Right. I have to be 65 in order to get my Social Security. And that is even if they decide to still have it. Or they keep going up in the age where you qualify for it. I'm going to be 82 still out here old and crepitous trying to work.
Right.
And I got Social Security sitting there waiting on me. if y'all do away with that, am I gonna get the money back that y'all?
Correct. That's what I want to know.
'Cause-
Who am I paying for to have a good job or like a good life right now? Who is receiving my social security check is what I want to know. Can I meet this person? Can I see if they really need all this social security money that I am giving them every month? That is what I need to know.
I mean, I don't want to be working, barely moving around at my old age. I want to be able to relax and retire and just, I don't know, go places or do something or enjoy just being at home with no responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do that? No. I'm going to be 82, still working out here.
Yeah, because we got to pay for our own social security and our own Medicare
like,
and whatever else is out there.
Stuff that y'all are trying to take away.
We got to pay for our mortgage on this home that we're about to look into. So
it's not fair. And then the men don't want to act right. They Speaking of all of this stuff, have you guys been watching all of these reality shows? Because I it's some of y'all that some of these shows I'm really starting to question the integrity of these damn shows.
mm-hmm.
And it's starting to feel like they're not as interesting. They're very, very scripted. And it just does not seem like our reality.
And I think what's bad is when you start watching these shows and you already know, like, oh yeah, he's gonna suck, or like, it kind of takes the fun out of it.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm stuck watching it because now I gotta sit there. I'm questioning what I just saw, and I gotta wait till the next episode to be like, okay, was I right or was I wrong, or is this me or something? Because some just ain't feeling right.
Mm-hmm. I was very, very excited for the was it the Age of Attraction show? I was so excited for that show because I was like, this is really interesting to me, because I have told you guys last year my age range was like this. I kind of just was like, let's just try things out. So I was just really curious to see how that show would go, and it was just not what I was expecting. I mean, part of it I was expecting, but like a lot of it I was not expecting, the way that these people like get together and are expected to live together and do all these things. Like, obviously they're not going to work out when you're giving them 1 month to love each other. Like, but
is it even a month? It's like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, huh? And then it's just the way that, I guess for me, because I somewhat knew about the creators, but I also didn't really know that much about them. So I didn't know that there was a huge age gap between them. And then when I started watching it, I was like, okay, this seems cool. I like, at first the concept was, I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I guess that was my whole thing. I was like, okay, well, you're taking away that whole part of age is just a number, blah, blah, blah. But when I started looking at the people, and I was like, you mean to tell me you can't tell that this person is about 20 years your senior?
Yeah.
Or this one is about 10 years younger than you and they look like your son? Or this girl look like she could be your child?
Mm-hmm.
I started wondering. I was just like, this is starting to feel a little predatory. And I don't want to say that, but as this episode started going and coming, I was like, yeah, this is.
And you can even tell, because it's like I don't want to say contestants, but like the people on the show are embarrassed of like these age differences, to the point where they don't really want to tell their families, or like they don't really want to tell, like, some of these people have like 30-year-old children, so they don't want to tell their 30-year-old children. So,
I'm dating somebody that's the same age as you. Like, I'm literally dating my child.
Yeah, like you basically probably were high school friends. Like, how awkward is that?
Yeah. Or there's like a little difference in between, well, my kids are teenagers, but you're in your early 20s. They all out here sharing the same laboo-boos.
Well, what's odd is that one guy who was like, yeah, my daughter is closer in age to this girl that I'm dating than I am. That is a bit much, I think. But the only thing I will say is that it depends also if the child was conceived early on, because I do know some people who like had kids very, very young.
Right.
When if they got like married young, or they, accidentally had like a child when they were young. So like that I can kind of understand, because it's like, okay, fine. Well, you had the kid when you were like 20. So
But
of
these
course.
were
But
in relationships.
yes.
The ones that were similar in proximity, it was like, okay, I was in my mid-20s.
Correct.
You were in a relationship. You thought you were going to be with this person, and then it just didn't go.
Or like they got
divorced,
and
then
Yeah.
now you're starting over and trying to fill out. But what really got me was just how comfortable they were with the age difference. Oh, age is not a
And then
I'm fine. I'm okay. It's fine.
Because they don't really know what that means. Like they've been together in this like sheltered space for 1 week.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, I'm 60. And it's just like, okay. And then you just keep going.
You giving somebody, it was a concept of going to the tree house and then giving a promise ring. I felt like that was very, very.
I thought that was gross. That was an ick.
That threw me off. I was like, why the hell you got to go up to a tree house? That's like going up to the tree house and sneaking and kissing.
KISSING.
And you ain't supposed to be up in the tree house with somebody of the opposite sex, because your mama, your daddy was gonna get on you, and that was supposed to be your little playhouse, not your playhouse. And now you're giving each other promise rings.
Yeah, my weird thing was the ring. I didn't understand the whole ring thing.
I mean, promise rings for me was like your family, your parent giving you this for purity, so that way you don't slip up, and you want to honor, not being in any kind of sexual relationship early, or you made this promise to God or whatever religion that you believe in, that you're going to stay that way up until you are married, or if you're in a very serious relationship. But
or even like promise ring to someone when you are in a very serious relationship,
that I'm going to be with you. That's like, so you were engaged?
Yeah, I was like, you can't promise to be with someone after knowing them for a week.
I promise to be loyal to you, and you're the only person that knows my age, and now you gotta, once the ring is on, now you
can know my age,
and then go on to be with this person that you
just live with each other.
Yeah, like we just met 2 days ago.
Like, what is your name? What is your job? What is your age?
Are you really telling me everything in this little interview time, this little speed date mixer?
No, because that one guy didn't tell her he had kids.
No. No. And then
he was like, I didn't think it would matter once she found out I was 60. Yeah, it still matters, dude. It still matters.
She's telling you she wants to be celibate, and that is a very big thing, which I felt like she was lying about that.
Yeah.
It was just some of the things that they were saying. Just like the guy that said that, his mom had him when she was like 19, and he found women her age sexy, and he thought his mom was hot. And if you weren't hot as his mom, then he wasn't trying to talk to you, and how he had this thing for Kim Zolciak. And I'm just like,
yeah, I thought that was weird.
Ew.
I think I think it's but and I think that's where the immaturity of age shows, because it's like I don't think anyone can ever say that like you are necessarily attracted to older people or younger people, because I don't think that really means anything. You can say that you are attracted to a mature person, but I don't think you can ever say like I like, or like in that sense. If you're like 20, obviously you're like horned out because you have all this testosterone because you're going through puberty. So obviously you're going to find the 40-year-old with like double G boobs like really attractive. But like you're not going to think like that when you're 35. You're not thinking the 55-year-old lady with double G's that are sagging because she's been breastfeeding her 3 children are attractive. Like it's not the same.
No. No. And the way you feel in your 20s is not going to be the same thing you feel in your 30s or your 40s and all that stuff. And that's when you really start to realize what I liked years ago in this person, I actually can't stand that. And I don't even know if I want to be with you for the rest of my life. What the fuck was I thinking? And the way that the 20-year-old girls was sitting there like, oh, I've been through so much. Girl, what have you been through?
Yeah, college is not enough.
What have you gone through in love to say that you would want someone that is mature?
And I think that's the hardest part is because then they were like, well, what's going to happen when you're 40 and he's 60? And they're just like, oh, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
But that's why
grow out of love, because there's things that he's not going to be wanting to do. You're still going to want to be out and about and having fun. He want to be at home chilling because he's old and crepidous.
Well, that one guy was like the one with the 22-year-old who's like almost 40.
Yeah.
And has like the 2 kids, which like his age, he's not old by being 40, but he has his life established where he literally goes to work, hangs out with his kids. Goes to work, hangs out with his kids.
Right.
So he doesn't like want to go to the bar with the 20-year-old girl on a Friday night. He wants to spend time with his daughters.
Because she wants to be hot. And I just want to go out and be with my friends. And it's just,
it's not the same.
You can't tell somebody that is 22, 23, are you ready to be a stepmom?
Yeah.
They are still a child.
I think for the show, they should not have allowed people on the show younger than like 25.
I don't, and that goes with Love is Blind too, because I guess for me, because I didn't go to college with marriage on my brain.
Yeah, same. I mean, I did. I hoped it would happen.
I was like, if it happens, cool.
I wasn't getting a degree to get married.
No,
if it happened in the process, then cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And once I graduated college, it wasn't on my to-do list to hurry up and find somebody and fall in love and get married. That was not it. My thing was, okay, I graduated. I need to find a job. I need to find my career. And I got family that I need to take care of. So that was my goal. And if it happens, cool. If not, it's not a big deal. But when you have these early 20s on there, I'm just ready to find the man of my dreams and my wife. You don't even know the tools it takes to even get to that point, to want to have to go through the good, the bad, the ugly, the fucking really ugly.
They probably like never paid a bill because they just got out of college.
You don't know what struggle feels like.
No.
And then you're
still paying back your like student loan because you just graduated 6 months ago.
Right. Or trying to figure out, should I wear this shirt or not? Like the responsibilities are totally different. And your mindset is different.
In my 20s, after I finished grad school, because I had to do grad school first. But after grad school, it was like Monday to Friday, I had to work. And then Friday to Sunday, I was like, cool, we're going to go hang out and we're just going to be out all the time. And that was my 20s. Like, 30s are very different.
Yeah. You got to settle down. You got to figure out, okay, as much as I want to go out every weekend, I got to make sure that I done paid all these bills. And I got to manage my money. And I'm tired. I don't want to have to put on clothes and put on makeup and get dressed because I've been stressed out at work all week. All I want to do is have peace.
So speaking of, which I know it's a little tangent, but we'll get back to the rest of the show. I was out in Buckhead today and I went to this like block party for this restaurant. It was fun. It was a good time. But everyone there were like I would say the majority of guys were between the age range, probably between like 25 and 35. And the girls were probably in the range of 22 to like 32. But they all were like, I'm just too old for this. I think I'm just too old and comfortable and tired. But like they all were in these like backless shirts or like short skirts or like short dresses or like booby shirts. And like my friend and I just like came, like I literally wore this. Like I was just super comfortable. And we both were just like, what is going on? Like, did we just miss this memo of like still like kind of dressing like slightly slutty in our 30s? Because like, I don't care to dress like that anymore. There's no part of me that wants to sit and care about what shirt I'm going to wear or like like, oh crap, I have to make sure that I, tie the string on my backless shirt properly. Like,
I gotta cinch my waist in,
correct.
sit my boobs up,
Put my corset on and tighten the lace.
Oh,
hell no. There is no part of me that wants to do that anymore.
I gotta figure out, do I want to breathe or do I want to eat? Well, if I eat, then I can't breathe because my titties are all the way up here, and I got this waist trainer on because I'm trying to snatch my waist because I think the smaller the better, and to make my booty big. I already said
I gave up on that quite a few years ago.
And trying to actually find clothes that make you feel comfortable, make you feel pretty and cute, and try to get somebody to look at you, it's hard. And I even said it today. I was going to revamp my closet because all of my clothes are basic, just literally basics.
Yeah.
It's not anything spectacular. Yeah, I have certain pieces that I might wear if I go out, but just to go to dinner or just to meet up or something like that, I'm like, I'm tired of wearing the same stuff, but I just don't know what looks right on me because most of the time I'm at home working, so I'm in t-shirts and I'm in lounge clothes, or before that I was rocking uniforms to work, scrubs and all that. So I never really had to really dress up for work. I hadn't done that in like 10 plus years.
Yeah.
So now I'm just like comfortable, and I even hate putting on clothes. I don't like.
Oh, I know.
Clothes.
I love just like a t-shirt and shorts. I love
comfortable. But then I know, like, if I really want to meet someone and engage in that and get them to track, I know I have to look a certain way. I'm not saying that I'm gonna be out here with my ass out. First of all, I ain't got no ass to begin with, so that ain't gonna ever happen. But I want to be presentable and I want to feel pretty, that I'm like, okay, I'm out here. I want to be able to be out and about
and you like
meeting somebody.
Still feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
But you also don't feel like your ass is hanging out.
Right. Like, where's the balance? But then it's just like the time and effort that it takes to have to do all of that.
Like, I know all these girls did their hair, which I mean, I did mine too because I got it cut. So
and it's
I have to like fix it now. I can't just like leave it. It doesn't look right. But like, all I did was blow dry it. So I actually didn't put in that much work. But I know these other girls sat there and curled it, and they put the hairspray. I know they put on 3 layers of foundation, and I put on 1. Actually, I didn't put on foundation. I put on powder. And I know that some of these girls had like body mist on, like the glittery body mist,
the body oil,
yeah,
the shimmer.
And I'm like, is this what I have to do to find a man? Because if so, I don't know if I'll ever find a man, because I'm not gonna do that.
It's like you plan the day to get ready to be out for an hour, 2 or 3.
For like 2 hours in the sun.
5 hours putting on spackle on my damn face that it's going to probably ruin because I'm going to start sweating, and then it's going to look all muddy, and I look like a damn ice cream cone that is melting because my makeup and my whole face is down my damn face.
I know. I'll look like the Wicked Witch of the West that just like melts in that little puddle. I'm so with you. I started melting because it was 82 degrees outside. So I had to bring out my fan. That's why most of my makeup has come off from earlier today. And my hair is not as straight as it was a couple hours ago because
it's hot. It is.
So if the 20-year-old, to get back to the point of why I went on the tangent, if the 20-year-olds are going to act like that, then I am cool not acting like that.
If that's how y'all do it to get somebody, kudos to y'all.
Then maybe I do have to date older, because then they'll be okay with me being comfortable.
But then it's the thing, it's like they'll sit there and say, oh, I like my woman natural. But you go and you look at the person who's all dolled up, who isn't natural at all, and barely don't even know what they look like underneath all that damn spackle on their face, and shellac and all that shit.
And like in 10 years, their skin is gonna look horrible. Look at our skin. We're barely wearing makeup right now, and our skin looks so nice on this screen.
I don't have not a wrinkle, not a little crow's eye, no, nothing.
Yeah, like, I mean, I have a little like dark under eye. But I'm cool with that.
But it's not like, it don't look like somebody punched you in
Yeah,
the
no.
eyes. You don't have raccoon eyes.
And like my skin feels nice and soft.
It's
even though,
smooth and.
But it's because we don't have to wear 10 cakes of foundation every day.
Oh.
We're okay
and
with
I
that.
don't look my age at all. I look like I could possibly be a teenager.
I know. Someone asked me if I was 25 when I was in Phoenix.
Uh-huh.
I was talking to these guys, and they were, one of them was like 27 or 28. I can't remember. Yeah, 27, 28. And then the other guy, it was so funny because he was really loud in the place.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said my age was 30, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, me too. I'm 24." And I was like, "No, you didn't.
You didn't hear that. You didn't hear the first number.
You didn't hear what
you
I
heard
said.
the last number, but you didn't hear the
You
first
didn't hear the
number.
first one." And then he just looked at me and he was like, "What?" So
yeah, I had someone tell me that for my age, I don't act like that age. I act younger. And I was like, are you trying to call me immature? And I'm like, well, what am I supposed to act like at my age? Like, am I supposed to just be
boring and like sit at home with your cat and just drink wine all night?
He was like, well, he was like, I guess I said it wrong. I was like, yeah. I was like, because I'm mature, but I am very lighthearted when it comes to stuff. So I always feel like happiness and joking and all that is the reason why I don't have wrinkles, because I smile all the time. I joke around. I want to feel uplifting. I don't want to just be sitting there like, nah, I don't want to do that. No, I am very, very comedic. That is my personality once you get to know me. But he was just like, well, when you think about how our parents were at that age, and I'm like, my mama wasn't like, I'm not understanding what you're trying to say. Am I supposed to be old and complaining about everything? Just say that. I'm very mature when I have to be. I'm not immature. I'm just fun. I'm very serious.
Right.
Like, I just because I'm supposed to, I was like, you just want to say I need to look older than what I am. It's not gonna happen. It's genetics. I will probably be shocking everybody years from here if I sat there and said what my age is. And I'm proud to actually can do that. I can fool people. Maybe I should have been on Age of a Child.
Season 2.
Because I will literally stump everybody. Because there is no way you're going to be like, yeah, you do look your age.
I think my personality is just not like I'm in my 20s anymore. Even though I don't look it.
Like, and then thinking about it, I'm like, I am nothing like how I was when I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
And the way that these 20-year-olds are acting now, oh, hell no. I am nowhere near that.
I know. If someone told me at 22, like, hey, guess what? You're about to have a 15-year-old stepson and a 5-year-old stepson.
I'd be like, fuck
hell no.
I ain't asked for this. I'm damn near, I just got 2 in front of my number.
Right.
I just came out of my teens.
Like, I just had to show my ID to buy alcohol. And now you want me to take care of a 15-year-old?
Going and not getting carded at R-rated movies.
Correct.
And you want me to be somebody, huh?
Yeah, I just got the chance to vote. Like, what is going on?
I just graduated college. And you want me to be a mother to a 15-year-old?
And I think that they all can say as much as they want about that they're so mature, the age doesn't matter,
There's
this
no
and that. But like it will show through as soon as they have actual responsibilities. And that's why I think it's okay to have age gaps, but I think that the participants have to be older. You can't have 22-year-olds matching with 45-year-olds.
No.
It's not going to work.
No, because they're very well established. They're set in their ways.
And let's tell you something about 50-year-old men. I'm just going to say this. 50-year-old men, after they turn 50, I don't know if it's like also maybe above 45, but 50-year-old men get to a point where all they want to do is sit at home and drink their bourbon or their whiskey or their tequila or their vodka or whatever their drink of choice is. It's not water. Whatever their drink of choice is, all they want to do is sit at home, drink their drink, watch their sports, and
And complain.
and be tired and be like whiny and grumpy and stay home and like watch a movie and go to bed and don't want to go anywhere.
No. If they do want to go somewhere, I feel like when they date younger, very young, it's perception.
Mm-hmm.
They still want to feel like they still got it. It's not like, oh, me and her have a lot in common. You really don't. She's fun and you want to still have fun.
That's exactly what it is. It's like a midlife crisis,
Yeah.
except it came at 50.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you want someone. I actually saw a podcast and this guy was talking about it, and he was like, when guys are doing that, it's because of the simple fact that they know that these girls are very unimpressionable.
Mm-hmm.
They are very immature. They can manipulate them easier
mm-hmm.
because they haven't experienced life, and they don't really, as much as they say, oh, I stand up for myself, it's not too much that you're going to be able to stand up to somebody who's already established. You already want what it is that they have, and what they can give you can make you a better person in that aspect. But when it comes to really like having things in common, you don't have anything in common with this person.
I think they just like that they can buy them a gift, and
that's
the
all
20-year-old will be happy about it.
Yeah, because
no matter
that's all
what
they want. They want to be able to be taken care of. You want to have this mommy or daddy complex.
Correct.
And that person is feeling like, okay, well, I can control you. I know I can't pull that with someone who is 5 years younger than me. Now, I'm not saying that's always the case, because there are some very immature, very materialistic 40-year-old, 30-year-old, 50-year-old women or men that just lazy as hell, and they don't have anything to show for it. So of course they may want someone that can be a provider for them, but there are still things that they've experienced that they can have that connection with. And I also feel like a lot of times these men who date younger don't want to go through the process of being rejected, because they already know, well, shoot, she's bringing the table, now I got to bring the table. This girl that is down here, she barely bringing the chip. She bringing this condiments.
Right.
So I can do this. I can manipulate. I can use my words. They might feel like, oh my God, he is like so deep. And he is like the best thing since sliced bread. No, he's not.
He always buys me a gift every time I see him.
He
always gets me flowers, and like he bought me these shoes.
Oh my God, like he bought me this purse because I was literally on TikTok and I was just watching this video, and he just so happened to hear it, and I just showed it to him, like, what do you think? And then next thing I know, I got the purse.
And he like asked me to stay over. He asked me to stay over, and then he got me breakfast. And then we're going to meet up later at this winery, and he's going to buy me all this wine.
And I'm just going to have the best day ever. And you're going to be mad when he's going to want to stay at home, and you want to go out with your friends, and he's going to be complaining, well, why you always got to go out with your friends? You need to be here with me because you got to take care of this and all that. And they don't want that.
Yeah, the early stage is fun because you are getting all the gifts. But then eventually they're going to start expecting you to stay home, take care of the house,
take care of the family, take care of them.
Kids. Oh, by the way, they have kids.
Now you gotta sit there and try to act as if you are better than the kids, because the kids are sitting there like,
who you is?
You trying to take my inheritance?
Right.
Because you're not gonna rewrite this will. We ain't having that shit. No. Then you looking at the son thinking like, damn, I should have been with the son, because we got more in common.
See, that's actually what's so great about our age right now.
We can date the daddy and the son.
Yes. It's so actually great right now. Because if you look at the daddy and you're like,
So that's what you're gonna look like in about
correct.
15 years.
But your son is single? Okay, got it.
We can date the uncle too. Oh, hold on, you got an uncle? That's your uncle over there? Oh, okay. Hey,
right. So it's actually a very prime time age
yes.
for us at the moment.
It's kind of weird. It does kind of make you feel like, damn.
But okay, so but here's my thing. I think is like, so when I was obviously when you're 21, you're not like, ooh, I want to get with like a 45-year-old, right? Like no one thinks like that.
Fucking hot.
But when I was in my 20s, I think I always wanted to be with someone who was around my age range. So like even when I was like 25, people were like, "Oh, why don't you go on this date with this 28-year-old?" I was like, "No, that's too old. He needs to only be a year or two older than me because we need to be in the same like we need to have similar interests, common interests, all those things."
I was okay with
him
being in his mid to older 20s if I was in my 20s. I felt like, okay, that was cool, but you tippy-toeing to the 30.
Too much. Yeah, I think for me, so like now I'm like, well, okay, I take this back. When I was 30, I think I was like, I just want someone in my decade. Like I want someone who's 30 something.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm realizing that I think my maturity level is actually higher than some of these mid 30s and up men, which is pathetic. You've had 35 years to grow up.
Yeah.
So, but it's like now I'm realizing I think I'm more mature than that. So maybe I do need to be with someone who's slightly older, not like, in a wheelchair, but older, because I think it's just that maturity level is maybe a little bit more common ground.
Yeah, but now that we're 30 plus, our maturity level is different than it would have been for someone that was in their 20s trying to date somebody that was 15 years older, 20 years older.
Right.
And then of course we've experienced a lot of stuff and we're career women. Mm-hmm. So we're settled. Mm-hmm. If anything, I mean, we got everything that we want other than having a spouse, but we're set in our ways of this is what I want. Mm-hmm. I know what I'm looking for. I'm not changing this. This isn't going to be, it's not up for the negotiation.
Right.
And I'm not looking for someone to feel like they got to be the one to do everything. And I'm just sitting there like, hi, okay, yeah, it's whatever you want. No, I know exactly what I want. And this is what I'm going to say. And I'm going to stand my ground. I don't give a fuck what you don't like. Cause I can actually easily walk away from this shit and it won't bother me.
Right.
I think in the 20s, you kind of feel that sense of rejection.
Yep. And you're still upset about things when like things happen. I think in your 30s and up, you maybe get broken up with and then you're upset about it for maybe like a weekend.
And you bounce
and
back.
Then you get over it.
Because you're looking at like, I got all of this stuff and you trying to interrupt what I got going on. I don't need that distraction in my life. And maybe this was a good reason. It was a good red flag that I looked at because now I really know that this is what I really want. And I'm not out here just accepting any and everybody, Joe Schmo or whatever, that's coming my way because I'm not desperate. Mm-hmm. And I'm not comparing my life to somebody else that's in the same age range of my friends or anything. Because in your 20s, I feel like there's a lot of competition.
Yes.
But when you become established and you're more mature and you have a lot of things, a lot of that other stuff don't matter.
Right.
So you're like, okay.
And I feel like too in your 20s, you're really trying to find a guy who like, your big thing is like, oh, you want to make sure they also have a job or like they also like can pay their bills or something.
Yeah.
But I feel like in your 30s and up, like hopefully you're
better already
like that's probably already something you should have.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's not something that you're like, oh, I need him to have a job. Like, no, he should already have one.
Yeah. And then of course it's like we still are taking advice from our parents in our 20s. We are still trying to please them for the things that they said they want us to have.
So absolutely.
it's like you are trying to really impress
You're finding
them.
a husband for your parents.
Right, so that they can be the ones to approve it. And once you become in your 30s and 40s and up, you ain't bringing nobody to your family
The
like
day,
that. It ain't no
the
big deal.
day I turned 30, my parents stopped asking me about a man. The day I turned 30. Before that, they were like, oh, 30's coming soon, 30's coming soon. And now it's like literally the day after 30, they stopped completely because I think it was just like, for some reason, that is such a big milestone. And I think back in the day, it was a milestone because it was worrisome for women to have children, their first child after 30 for like medical reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But now you have women out here who are having their first child anywhere between 35 and 45, really.
Yeah.
So, like, that kind of concern is diminishing. So,
Yeah.
I think that that's part of it too. So, I think that, like, yeah, when you're in your 20s, you're looking for all these things because they fit your life at the time. But I think when you're in your 30s, you're looking for someone who fits you for life.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
Yeah, you're literally thinking for longevity.
Yeah.
And you really want to make sure that this person is who they say they are, because you're giving so much of yourself in it.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to feel like, dang, now I done wasted time.
Yep.
Now I gotta start all the way back over because you said you was doing this, but you didn't, and I fell for this, and I don't want that.
The smaller things don't matter to me anymore. Like I someone recently told me, they were like, oh, I love the fact that my man always pays for my friends. And to me, I was like, I actually don't really care about. I mean, I would actually rather him not.
Yeah,
but
that's taking money away from
my bank account. But at the same time, I don't that doesn't bother. That's not something that matters to me, like, whatsoever. Like, I want him to have friends, but like, that's all that really matters to me is like,
Yeah.
that he is ambitious, he has his career, maybe he has somewhere to live. And I used to dog on people who lived with their parents, but I know quite a few people who live with their parents now for either medical reasons.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I'm like, if my parents lived here, shoot. Actually, I take that back. If I at any point in time said I want to move back in with my parents, they would happily take me. But they would literally be like, yeah, quit your job, live with us, and all good. Like,
Yeah.
my dad is waiting for the day for me to say
Yeah.
that. But yeah, I think it's like, I know people who are in that phase as well, who are like taking care of their parents, so that's why they're living at home. So it's also not, or sometimes it's just like more of an economic solution.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even get on to men now who are living with their parents unless it's like a reason of like, you have no money, so you have to live with your parents.
Now
that's kind of an issue.
If it's like you got mommy issues,
yeah, that like there are still, like, you know, criteria for living with your parents.
Yeah, your mama should not be washing your clothes and calling you, telling you, hey, I cooked dinner and I fixed your plate and I cut your chicken and all in the little cubes that you like.
That's a bit much. Or like, your mom is still like doing all of your laundry.
Yeah, she shouldn't be folding up your drawers. I folded them up the way you used to like them.
Yeah.
No, I need you to have your own responsibilities. Take care of yourself, but
Correct.
yeah, you can be in the same dwelling as your family.
Correct.
But not to a point where your mom is still caring for you as if you are still a little kid, and then think that I'm supposed to be the one to take on that.
Right. And we're not moving into your parents' house. That's
no, hell no.
But I am okay with, I understand, like it is attractive to me to see a man who takes care of his family, or supports his family,
right,
or, you know, pays for his parents if for some reason they cannot take care of themselves,
right,
or like, I think when you get older, you care more for those things of like having a caring human being who really takes care of themselves but also takes care of others.
Yes,
is more important than in your 20s, where you're just like, I just want a man to like go to this wedding, and like, I want to hang out, and like, I just want a guy with a job, and like, I want us to hang out with our friends. Mm-hmm. Like, that is not a big deal to me.
No.
Now I want someone who's supportive, caring, who's not going to fight with me, who is not going to yell at me,
not gonna complain about the small little things.
Correct. Has our own bank accounts that we don't have to like get into money arguments. those are what matter to you as you get older.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
that's why we also like necessarily being with someone older, because hopefully they would have felt like that and that would have been established with them as
Right.
well.
Right. And being able to take care of the household.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not expecting you to be the one leader. I want you to have some leadership in you.
Mm-hmm.
That if something was to happen, I need you to know how to take care of it. Not we just both of us on YouTube trying to figure out how to do this. Like, I need you to have some life skills before
Correct.
we move together. Not just like, I don't know how to do that. I always pay people to do it.
That's my dad.
Oops, never mind. Sorry, but I'm just saying, like, certain. I mean, if you got the means for it, then yeah. But if at any time you can be handy,
mm-hmm.
I want you to be able to be handy.
But you know the reason why is because we live on our own. We've had to do so much on our own that we want someone who can take off some of that responsibility.
Yeah.
And so that's why we want someone who, like, the way that we may have to DIY YouTube something, they maybe have done that before also.
Yeah.
So they know how to do it, or they
Yeah.
know the handyman to call, or like,
right.
You know what I mean?
Like, I got this person on
Yeah.
speed dial, so I know when this just I need you to have the solutions when problems arise.
That is so attractive to me, when like maybe something breaks down and he like fixes it.
Mhm.
That is so attractive.
It's just one of those things. It's like,
okay.
okay. Let me go put something in the dishwasher really quick, and just knowing that it ain't supposed to be in there, or I dropped this fork in the garbage disposal. I just so happened to do. I don't know why I did that. I mean, I'm so dumb sometimes. I put gasoline on the grass and it burned. I need you to go to Lowe's and put some more grass down. Just like, just certain household things that it brings joy back into the home, and it actually makes you feel like, okay, this is a home, not a house. Yeah. Like, I want that aspect of it. So.
Even like seeing a guy taking like getting along with a child, not saying it's his child, but getting along with a child, or like running around with a child or something. It is just so attractive.
It's so cute.
Yeah.
It was a guy, I was watching a video who he does cooking videos on TikTok and Instagram, and he was like, there should not be a reason why a man should not know how to cook. Mm-hmm. He was like, I understand you can't be as advanced, but there's no reason for you not to be able to know how to cook. Mm-hmm. And I was sitting there, I was like, so right, because you gotta eat.
Right. Especially if you've lived up by yourself. You
gotta
surely didn't survive on Domino's every day.
You gotta know how to do something. And you might not know how to use the oven, but I want you to know how to use a grill. Like, give me some variety.
I only learned how to use an oven like very recently. I think I only started using an oven like 10 years ago, because Indian cooking, a lot of it is stovetop. So like my mom always cooked on the stove. Mm-hmm. But then when I lived by myself, I realized like, wait, you can bake lasagna in an oven. So like, I just didn't know that you can do things in the oven.
Like, you should be able to know how to use a stove.
But
not just putting things in the microwave and think like that's cooking. That's not cooking.
Honestly, a man that can cook is like extremely attractive.
It is very sexy to see you
and have a dinner like meal planned, and like you have your little apron on and you have dinner ready on the table. Holy hell, that is so attractive.
It is
my god,
it is so lovely.
Especially like if you had a very, very long day at work and you're just like, ugh, I'm so exhausted. I just want to come home, get in my PJs, and get in bed. Mm-hmm. And then you see this beautiful like 3-course gourmet meal on the table, and he is sitting there like, hello babe, I hope you had a great day at work, but if you didn't, here you go. I would love that. If anyone wants to know how to get to my heart, I just told you the answer.
I mean, it's just certain, it's like the little things that you just like, dang, you really thought about me in this moment. Now I'll gloat on this. I got a text message yesterday morning. Mm-hmm. I was asleep. It was like, hey, how are you? What are you doing? I'm like, I'm asleep. But when I woke up and I read it, I was just like, no, you don't be combative. Just answer the question. Just saying, oh, whatever you're doing right now, because he doesn't know when you actually received it.
Yeah.
But it was just getting those conversations back and forth. And I was like, are you at work? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, you thought about me while you was at work? And he was like, yes, I miss you. Like,
I don't believe them anymore. I'm too jaded.
But I mean, I'm not. But it felt good to actually just be like, I'm gonna just flirt a little bit.
Yeah.
Just
No, I got
see
you.
if he's gonna actually bite at what I'm saying, or if this is just fluff. And it was a little. I'll say this weekend was a little sentimental for me. So just that kind of made my day. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have a better day than what I was expecting. So, okay, cool. Those are the little things. And he could have been lying. How am I supposed to know?
Right.
But
just the thought of
it's just the thought of it. Or, just, hey, here, I thought of you, go get you some lunch. Or just little things that we normally take for granted, that we don't normally think that we're worth getting.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get it. It's just like,
oh, yeah. Especially when you have to do 100% of everything yourself. So to have someone even take 10% off of that is like,
it's amazing.
Very rewarding. Yeah.
You don't realize how much that could just ease the stress level.
Mm-hmm.
But when it happens, it's just like, this was right on time.
Right.
I appreciate that.
Right. Which, let's hope. I mean, here we go. Springing back into spring.
Springing back into spring?
Springing
back into action.
Yes.
Springing forward.
Springing forward is what I meant. I was like, I think there's action in there somewhere. Sorry, I'm still thinking about the man and the dinner on the table.
So we're springing for new actions.
Yes.
Into play. There we go. Okay.
Yeah. So, like, speaking of that, hopefully that's what we can find, or if anything, find new experiences to be excited about as we go forward.
Yes.
Whether through the podcast, whether through our life experiences, personal or not. We just gotta put ourselves out there and enjoy life for what it is.
Yes. And in the midst of it, have fun and laugh and joke and bitch and do all of the things that we normally do.
Yes. Yeah.
In our daily life.
Correct. There will still be a lot of all of those things coming up. Like, clearly, even today, I don't think either of us realized we had that much to say. But here we are, and here we go. So here you go. You get another season of us bitching about everybody. and looking forward to more fun in the future.
Yes. Oh, we gotta figure out what we're gonna do for our 1 year anniversary.
I genuinely can't believe
it's about to be a year in August. Did we start in August, September?
It was after my birthday, so September, October, maybe. It was football season. So, yeah, I think even looking back, I had a friend who I hung out with today, and she was like, "Oh, you're filming your podcast," and I was like, yeah. I was like, it's just insane. I can't believe we did a season. It was like things that we've never done before, where it comes to like editing or filming or posting or like all of these things that are just chaotic. So new to us.
Yeah.
That turned into such a like fun experience that I'm like so excited to continue as we talk about like other sports or other topics or hobbies that we encounter or activities that we do. Like it's gonna be so fun going forward, whether we end up getting in, whether we're no longer single or not. It's still going to be something fun to like continue going through. And honestly, I think it's going to be fun once if we ever find someone who we like seriously are wanting to date. I think that would be really interesting to like
talk about.
Yeah. I mean, I thought I got close. And then I didn't. So I was hoping to be able to talk about that last year, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But I think even if we get to that point, I think that would be a fun kind of interesting thoughts of like, is this normal on a third date? Is this should I find this weird that he, you know,
am I bugging that he chews his food a certain way?
Correct. Or that he makes sounds when he's sleeping.
The snoring.
Anywho,
yep. More to come.
More to come. So much more to come. We're only on episode 1 of the season. So, so much more to come. But please continue to like, share, follow, subscribe, bitch, complain, vent, smile, whatever it is you need to do.
The above.
Tell us all about it. We want to know. We really do want more of you guys to like interact. Let us know what you're thinking. So we kind of have more topics as far as what things you want to hear or our thoughts on certain things that we maybe not have talked about yet.
Yeah.
So definitely,
it's hard trying to figure out how to be able to do it because we can only talk so much about sports.
Yeah. I mean, we can talk a lot. Like we talk clearly a lot with zero scripting, but we want it to be something that everyone finds interesting. Yeah. So let us know. Obviously, please comment. Let us know what you guys think, and we're going to continue to keep bitching about balls.
Period.
All right. See you guys next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.